What's up, guys? Welcome back to today's video. I didn't film a video yesterday, or I did film it, but it's only a 15-second clip of like an intro, so I didn't want to post a 15-second video, so I'm just not going to post a video for yesterday. I finally got the processing files fixed, and it was happening for all 3 videos, so I wasn't able to upload videos for 3 days, so they're all just sitting in my phone waiting to be uploaded, and one of them should be uploading right now, and then I've got another 2 waiting. I haven't hit the workout today. I did put in some work though this whole time, or I've been putting in work this whole time. So I wrote out a TikTok video script, and then I was training ChatGPT on some of, I don't want to give up the sauce, but I'm training it on a system, feeding it swipes, certain person swipes, building on a good copywriter system. I'm feeding it information, telling it to extract certain information from these swipes, helping it build a system, and that's what I was doing beside the TikTok video script I was writing. And then I put the TikTok video script I wrote into ChatGPT to clean it up, and I actually like the way it turned out. Usually it screws up body copy pretty badly, in my opinion, and it's still following the same algorithm, but it's smoother. I like what it gave me this time, so I'm going to try it out. I want to split test both pieces of copy and see, does the AI perform better, or does a handwritten piece of copy perform better? Which one does best? So we're gonna have to put those to the test face to face and see which one does better. I did post a TikTok yesterday, and it didn't perform well. It got 100 views, which is the lowest I've gotten so far. Low likes. Just didn't perform. And this was one of those scripts that I thought was going to do well. The headline paired with the body copy, I thought it was solid. And that goes to show, the stuff you think is solid usually doesn't perform. I thought this was a perfect piece of copy for my audience, and again, it just didn't perform. Every other video did well except this one. So I'm gonna have to go back to the drawing board, read some data on it, and I'm not able to read data on it actually, but I read data on the previous videos, which I think I've mentioned, and got an idea of like what people are looking at. And I saw that the first 2 slides people watch, and then after that they usually click off. So that's an issue for me, because I'm selling in every slide. So if they're only reading 2 slides, that means only 2 slides are engaging, or it's strictly curiosity. They read the first slide, which is the headline, and then the second one is curiosity, and they're just scrolling on to see what it talks about. So my hooks are good. If I'm getting 2 photos, that means my hooks are good, but my body isn't. And that could be a lack of, or not a lack of, but I could be doing something wrong with the copy. Either it's the wrong audience, the copy isn't aligning, I don't know. So the only way to really find out is to keep testing different bodies, different styles of writing, and get an idea of what is working. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm not following a strict framework for testing. I'm really throwing anything at the wall and seeing what sticks, which I should probably have some kind of test notebook or Google Doc or an Excel sheet. Say like, all right, I tested this angle, didn't work. Tested this, worked. To get not a foundation, but to get some information like on a sheet so I can see, all right, I'm not going to test this angle again because it performed poorly. I will test this one because it did well. So I'm not throwing stuff at the wall, and I am keeping good track of what I'm doing. But I'm just going at it day by day. Maybe I don't need to do that, but I think it would be smart just for data, and then I can give it to ChatGPT, or I would probably do ChatGPT, Claude, and those I don't use. ChatGPT, send it over, say read this, and then build 10 hooks that follow this sheet, and then bam. So it all depends on what I want to do with the information I'm given. But I definitely should use it and use it to grow. Hello. And to do that, you've got to use the information you have and not just waste it. Right now, I'm kind of just wasting it. I'll read the data, and if it doesn't look good, then I won't run the video again. But who knows, maybe that hook was good, the body wasn't good, but I never run that angle again at all because the body didn't perform well. So I honestly, now that I think about it, I do got to figure out some kind of testing worksheet or Google sheet to manage my tests. Say, all right, this angle didn't work, I did this body, so it's all there. So that's what I think I'm gonna set up when I get home. But other than that, I read Breakthrough Advertising, and today was a good day for Breakthrough Advertising. I learned how to, this has been like a three-day like mini class on identifications and weaving these into your copy. And today I got to see examples of it being weaved in the copy personally, and like why some copy works and why it doesn't. And Eugene Schwartz is showing me, or showing us, because there's a lot of people with this book, showing us how to weave personalities, identifications, desires into your copy and do it properly, and how to make your copy speak to your prospect. Literally say, hey, I'm calling out for you, come buy this. Like he's teaching it all, and it makes more sense when you read it. You guys really need to just read the book. It's an amazing book. And I do understand why they say this is more of an advanced book. Because if you're new to copywriting, you're really not going to understand what he's telling you. But if you understand it, then everything he's giving you is pretty much gold. And this book, I understand why it's worth its price that it's put at. $200. This book is worth all its money. Especially this identifications section or chapter. I'm learning so much about weaving in identifications and your actual prospect's personality into the copy, and how to angle your product towards their desires, because you can't create desire for a product. The desire has to be there. And if you do create desire for products, you're gonna go broke. Advertising is gonna cost way too much, or you're gonna have to spend way too much time converting this prospect. This is a baseline thing in copywriting, and that is, do not try and convert people's desires to like fit your product, or don't try and create desire for your product. Sorry, wrong thing. Desire should already be there. You just need to channel it into your product, and you do this through persuasion. Eugene talks about like the 3 stages or 3 levels to persuasion, and like we're learning about, that's what I just got reminded of. Gradualization, where the only way for your product to believe in your product, the only way for your prospect to believe in your product and believe what you're telling them is you have to show them proof. This is social proof, as we know, and you can do this through many different ways. And one of the ways is through like claims, the way you speak to them, social proof. These are all different ways of getting your prospect to believe what you're saying. Because if your prospect doesn't believe and really stand behind the things you tell them and the things you're saying in your piece of copy, then they're never going to buy from you and they're not going to trust you. So you have to build trust and build like rapport behind the claims you make. Your claims need to be believable for your prospect to do anything and to actually get behind what you're telling them. And once they start to believe and see the change that's possible, that's when they start considering, all right, maybe this could work. If I buy this, this is the vehicle that will get me to this desired result or this feeling. And that's what your copy's job is to do, is to take them from one end of the earth to another. And you do that again through your copy. But for them, it's from the top of your sales page to the bottom, and you got to take them from whatever state of mind they're in, which is something you'll find in your research. Take them from that state of mind and bring them down to like the state of mind that your product needs to be sold to them. And you've got to show them, all right, you have this problem and my product can solve this for you. And you have to use your copy to explain this. And copywriting, really, there isn't a certain form it needs to follow, or like everyone wants to know, like, what format, how do I write my copy? Honestly, for me, I just write, but I'm new and I'm probably not doing it right, but I just write. And I'm starting to realize that copy really just needs to be written and follow some simple steps, which is your hook, your intro, and then like your product intro. No, honestly, I'm gonna give you guys bad advice and I don't want to do that. But copy really doesn't need to follow a format. You just need to hit some certain targets in your copy, and then bam, it's done. There's no set format for how you should write it. Just read your research and follow these targets, and you can write good copy. And I'm not trying to gatekeep anything. Honestly, I don't remember the targets you want to hit, but you want to build trust. You build trust through proof, so you need trust. You need your product somewhere in there. You need to show their problems. You need to show the solution. But if you hit all of these, and your research will pretty much give you the framework you need to follow, the issues they're having, the beliefs that need to be overturned. Everything is in the research. There is a good research document I have by Copy That, and it just gives you some things to look for. So desires, notions, characteristics, identifications, find the things that are important to write on. And then they give you a planning sheet, which that's important. But if you find everything you need in your research, writing shouldn't be hard, because you know their struggles, you know what they need to overcome these struggles, what they need to believe, the problems that they're running into. You'll know all of this from the research. Really good copy comes down to the research, and every copywriter will tell you it's 80% research, 20% writing. If the research is there, then the writing flows. The good ideas will come up. You may have to sit for a little bit to come up with the ideas, or if you use ChatGPT, you've got ideas and then you can expand on them. But if you have solid research, everything else falls into place. But just because you have perfect research doesn't mean your copy is going to convert. You've got to test and see what works. And that's another big issue that I've made, and probably a lot of you guys make, is not testing enough. Ecom, you're just slamming ad tests all the time. It's going to be the same thing in affiliate marketing. It's probably going to be the same thing if you're copywriting for someone. You have to test so much to where, like, it's not an issue. You need to test because you don't know what works and what doesn't work until you test. The more you test, the more you know. And the more you know, the better. Because if you know your market better than your other competitors, you're going to take over that market. And the only way to do that is to test and have so much research. It's like your prospect is your best friend. And again, like, testing will give you that. You'll figure out what works, what doesn't, what your audience likes, what they don't like, what makes them tick, what doesn't make them tick. You'll figure out everything about them if you just test, and you got to slam tests. And that's what I'm really focused on right now, is just slamming out TikTok videos. And maybe I'm probably focusing on quality too much, because right now I need to just figure out what works for the audience and then focus on quality. But I just locked in on testing, figuring out what my audience likes, what they don't like, and figuring out what hooks I'm going to be able to use, what headlines, what body copy that resonates. And again, you only figure this out through tests. So guys, I'm at the end of the walk. I know when I talk, it's very random. So guys, like I was saying, I know the videos are very random. They really make no sense, but I try to give you guys something and just talk about what I'm struggling with, what I'm doing, what's going on. And again, they follow no strict format. I just record them and talk. There's nothing, no editing, no special. I'm just talking about my life, documenting this journey. And if you guys struggle to understand, I apologize. I'm trying to work on it. But yeah, I try to give you guys something to learn about and hear about, and maybe you guys can learn from it and don't do what I'm doing wrong. Take what you see I'm doing right, do that, and then do better than what I'm doing. But yeah, that's what's going on. I'm still in the process of packing. Don't have much. I would like to start at the sauna today. I did take it down, but it's pretty easy to get up, so I might do it. And right now I'm gonna get my dinner made and maybe show you guys. So it's a plan for now. Talk to you guys in a bit. We'll see what we're doing. Peace. What's up, guys? Just got finished stretching, got the sauna back up, and then working on getting this TikTok script ready. I ate dinner, which I didn't record, and then that's where I'm at right now. Right now, I'm reading the ChatGPT script that it generated me. Like I told you guys earlier, I wrote the script, gave it to ChatGPT to edit, and now I'm doing a proofread, and I'm gonna change whatever I see needed. Because even though it looks good, there's still things that can be changed. So I'm going to do some edits to this copy, try and get the sauna started, and yeah, see where we're at next. So yeah, peace guys, talk to you in a bit. What's up guys? So got the sauna burning and then it goes out. So I'm gonna have to learn how to get primitive again and get it going, because all of a sudden did I have the door closed? No, I don't think I did. Last couple of months or couple of weeks, it just doesn't want to start up again. So having an issue with that. I did get a TikTok done and posted. I just checked results. I already got like 80 views, which isn't the best performance, but it's whatever. I'm gonna journal, hop in the red light, and then after that it's go to bed. So yeah, I'll update you guys when I'm back from doing that.